Everybody.
I move that the question be now put.
I'm going to call the Honourable David Cummins.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. Mr Chairman, we're supporting this bill, but only because it is the tiniest conceivable step in a very important direction. Mr Chairman, it is hard to imagine an issue more central to New Zealand's economic and social future than the way we are dealing with the rampant house price inflation property crisis. Mr Chairman, Labor colleagues are going to be taking a large number of calls on this bill, sir, because it is so important to New Zealand that we expose the why, what's wrong, the what does this bill do, and the will it work, is it sufficient, and what else needs to be done. Mr Speaker, we're going to dive down at considerable length to the clauses that are contained in the various parts of this bill. This is an introductory set of comments because we're in part one, the first clause of this committee stage. Mr Speaker, why is this a crucial issue? Sir, simply because there's nothing much more important to New Zealanders and our Kiwi families than achieving the Kiwi dream of home ownership. People pay their mortgages for years and years and years, and that dream is slipping away, sir. How do we know? Because home ownership rates are lower today than they have been at any time since, would you believe it, the 1951 waterfront strike. Lockout, exactly. 1951 was the last time New Zealanders had so little home ownership as we do today. That is a tremendously awful statistic. Why is it? In Auckland alone, 27% increase in the cost of an average house in my area of Waitakere City. Why do I know? Because I'm trying to buy one at the moment. 27% in 1 year. A house earned more than almost every worker in the country. Can an average Kiwi family afford an average home on an average income in Auckland? Are you kidding? Are we kidding? Of course an average family is locked out of the property market. So the second key thing is, when Kiwis do get a home of their own, under the current tax laws, which help inflate house prices, they're going to stay poor for longer. Because according to Shamabeel Equab's book Generation Rent, whereas a few years ago we were paying on average 30-year mortgages, housing is now so expensive, families are paying for 50 years to pay off a home. 50 years, sir. New Zealand families are poorer because our property tax system is so broken. Why else does this matter? Because New Zealand as a country will stay poor until we put more capital in productive investment and less capital into bidding up each other's ridiculously overinflated housing prices. Why is the government not doing more to solve the most important economic problem in New Zealand? I can only see, and we'll work through the analysis.
I'm sorry to interrupt the Honourable Member. The time has come for me to leave the chair for the dinner break. This debate is interrupted, and I shall resume the chair at 7:30.